Good morning. Happy Monday. Lois with Ellie Grace's Attic here, live from the car. I'm a little bit late this morning. I'm usually on well before 8, but it's been that kind of Monday, right? So better late than never. I'm here just like I said, with a little Monday morning motivation. And I even brought my little devotion book along with me to read. But like I said, I was running late and had to run into my gym class because I didn't want to be late. And then, the Lord just spoke to me right in the middle of my gym class, actually through my coach. So if he sees this, thank you, Coach, for speaking truth to me this morning. Even though it was in a joking manner, I know that he and our physical therapist, they're there for our best interest to make us better. And so that's what I want to talk to you about this morning. And just tell you a little funny story, because it is kind of comical, right? So I go to, let me back up. For those of you who don't know me, Lois East with Ellie Grace's Attic, and I own an online creative company. We usually paint wooden signs and all kind of crafty stuff, but I also love to just encourage others. And so I come on every Monday to give you just a short word to start your week off right. And so that's a little bit about me. But I also love to be better, to help myself grow, to challenge myself. And I don't always love it in the moment. Can I get an amen? Sometimes getting there is over half the battle, right? To get myself there and to push myself to do it. But I know I'm always better for it. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So I'm in class. I go to a gym class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's an hour long, and we do all manner of exercises, strength training, mostly cardio in there. And I've been going almost 3 years now, and I've never done the same workout twice, right? And it's really good. And we have a wonderful coach that pushes us. We have a physical therapy that pushes us also, and they both are really professional and on point about making sure we're not just doing the work, but that we're doing it right and we're staying in right form and what's best for our body. And so I love it, and it's a really great class. But it's hard. I'll be honest. Sometimes it's really hard, and it's really hard on Mondays. And so today we're doing this exercise, and it's with the barbell. So you have to put the barbell on your shoulders, and we had to do reverse alternating lunges. Well, I was just using the barbell with no weights on it, right? And the barbell by itself is 45 pounds. That's nothing really to shirk about. So I did the first set. I do my other exercises, and I am back around in the rotation to do these reverse lunges with the barbell. And I hear a voice behind me, the coach, and he says, "Lois, are you still warming up?" And I just stopped, and I closed my eyes, and I was like, because I knew exactly what he meant. He was asking me, why don't I have any weight on this bar? And I was like, no, I'm not. And, we're kind of bantering back and forth. And he's like, well, I was just wondering, you didn't have any weight on there. And I was like, what would you suggest or something? And he said, anything would be good, but you just need a little weight on there. And I'm like, okay. So I grabbed 10-pound weights, right? Which brought my total weight to 65 pounds. So he's like, that's much better. And so I did it, and immediately, and he even said, we're here to sweat, to work it out. And sure enough, halfway into that set with those weights on there, I am sweating profusely, and I can feel the difference immediately, right? And so I said all that. I didn't get on here to really explain, talk about, I'm not a trainer, but this is what I do know. I do know that if we don't exercise our faith, it's not going to grow. Just like if we don't exercise our muscles, they're not going to grow. If we don't rise up to the challenge, and I even thanked the coach afterwards. I'm like, thank you. He's like, for what? Like, he thought that was loaded. And I said, thank you for pushing me to rise to the challenge, because I really didn't want to do it. I was totally comfortable just with the bar. I could have stayed doing that and been perfectly fine, but I really wouldn't have got the most out of the workout, right? And it's just like that with our faith. And I want to read you a little story. I got my little Bible here out of Matthew. Nope, I'm not in Matthew, Lois. I'm in Luke chapter 8. Starting in verse 22, it says, Jesus calms a storm. That's the little subtitle. Verse 22 says, one day he got into a boat with his disciples, and he said to them, let us go across to the other side of the lake. So they set out, and as they sailed, he, that's Jesus, fell asleep. And a windstorm came down on the lake, and they were filling with water and were in danger. Now let me just point out right there, the storm did not take Jesus by surprise. He's Jesus. He knows everything. He knew that storm was coming. And they went and woke him up, saying, Master, Master, we are perishing. And he awoke and rebuked the wind and the raging waves, and they ceased, and there was a calm. He said to them, where is your faith? And they were afraid, and they marveled, saying to one another, who then is this that he commands even winds and water, and they obey him? So when Jesus was asking them, where is your faith? In essence, he was asking, why aren't you exercising the faith that I gave you? He had already instilled in them. They already believed in him and followed him and knew he was the Lord, but they got scared, right? Just like me with that weight. I was comfortable where I was at. I did not feel like I needed to be stretched. I was like, I could keep going just like this. But when storms arise or when challenges arise, we have to rise up to them. We have to push and exercise our faith and know that the Lord's got us and that he's doing this, or I should say allowing these things, right? To test our faith, to grow us in him, to help us to trust him more. So that's my question to you today. How are you exercising your faith that the Lord has given you? How are you working that out? Are you staying in the Word? Are you listening to worship music and staying in a attitude of gratitude, an attitude of praise? Are you fasting and praying, right? Are you doing those things and spending time with the Lord on the daily? So when those challenges, when those storms come, you can rise up in the faith that he's given you and trust him to carry you to the next level, right? I could have stayed with just that barbell, but I wouldn't have went to the next level, and I wouldn't have gotten the most out of the workout, right? Your blessing is on the other side of your obedience. It's on the other side of you walking out your faith and exercising it. So that's my encouragement to you today. Stay strong, stay faithful, work it out in the Lord. He's calling you higher. You can do it. I love you guys. I'll be back later this week with something crafty, so I'll see you then. Mwah.